Yeah. So yesterday we have discussed about some how to concept the merge concept we have discussed. Like if have some like suppose we have discussed, we have stopped here. Suppose we have the first name, or in the second sheet we have last name in the second column. So I want to get the full name. So this is a concept that we have discussed about. I have discussed about the first name. I'm keep as Patipaka. So in yesterday's class, we have discussed if first name and second name it is present in two different columns. And if I want to bring it in a single column, so what is the process that we have discussed over here? In the last class, we have discussed in the last, I have explained you one new function called as text to join, right? So you can join the text. See here, when you click on text, you will find a formula text join. Select that and click the tab button. So once the text join, it will ask for the delimiter. That means Patipaka Janardhan, in between what you want. I want the full name. In the full name, after the first name, in between the first name and the last name, I need to get in between the last name and first name. So I will change this last name. Yeah. In between the first name and last name, I need to get a space. Okay. Text join. I'm clicking on text join. Select the text joint tab. So it is asking for the delimiter. So what is the my delimiter? My delimiter is space. In between the first name and second name, I want space. As space is a character, okay, that's why you need to select any data which you enter manually, you need to mention it in the double quotation. So mention the double quotation, give some space and give the double quotation. Okay. After that, it is asking, so ignore the empty value. So keep the comma, and it is asking include empty cells and ignore the empty values. So if there are empty values are there, I want to ignore it. So select by default, you need to select this true function. So select that and click on the tab button. So it comes as true. And after that, it is asking to give the text. What are the text? After this giving the true, you need to mention the comma. It's asking to give comma, right? So now it will ask what are the text you want to add. Okay. What text you want to add? I want to add this text, Patipaka, comma. I want to add Janardhan, this text. That's it. So mention that no need to write A3 and B3. Just keep the cursor over there, give the comma and give the cursor on the Janardhan. And after that, close the bracket. After closing the bracket, you need to enter. See, Patipaka we got. And in between also, if you see, I got space over here. Patipaka and in between space, Janardhan. Because as a delimiter, we are mentioning about in between first and second name, I need to get the space. So we got the space. If you don't give the space here, Patipaka Janardhan, it will founds as a single name. So we cannot distinguish between the first name and second name. Okay. So this is the area where we have stopped the class. Now, I will give another requirement. So what is the question that I'm giving here? So let me give. So I will try to merge some cells and I will try. I will give one. Let us solve one question. So I want to select these cells and I want to merge the cells. How to merge the cells? You need to click on this merge across or merge center with or simply merge cells. Right. Now, what is the question that I am giving to you? So I want to create a new column, as mail ID. I want to create a new column as mail ID, and this mail ID column should be filled with first name plus I contain some business. If you're joining at any organization, suppose TCS or any company. So I want to just they will give the names, but automatically they will create. Suppose if you are joining over here. Suppose you guys placing, suppose Paranditi, Shekhar or Priyesh, or they have joined in any organization. So they will create some mail ID for them. So what is the domain I want to add to the first name? I want to add at the rate tcs.com. So this is a text I want to add. So that's why I'm maintaining the double quotation and close. So I want to create a new column. The column should be mail ID, and that mail ID contains, if I give the first name, it will take the first name. It should take the first name plus this domain at the rate tcs.com should be added. So what is the first name I am taking here? Suppose my column, it is first name. I'm mentioning second, last name. Here I can take mail ID. So now you can function in this particular context. You can use another function called as using the symbols. We can use some concatenate function. Suppose in this condition, I am giving the name as Janardhan. Okay. Last name and see Janardhan. I'm linking as Pratipal. But I'm not taking, I want only the first name. My requirement is I want the first name plus tcs.com, right? So I want to create the mail ID column. In this Janardhan at the rate tcs.com I should get. So how you can add it? Just simple, just is equal to any formula you should write with an is equal to function. Then select on Janardhan that you will get A9. And another, if you want to add anything, you can use a symbol called as ampersand, right? And function, you can use that. And now what you want to add, I want to add at the rate tcs.com, right? So you are entering some new data manually. If you enter any new data manually in the Excel, you should maintain, you should represent it with the double quotation. So A9 at the rate. So manual data I want to add as at the rate tcs.com and close the bracket. Once you close the bracket and you will get the data like press on enter, you will see Janardhan at the rate TCS data. So this we can see in the real time, like if you give another name and you directly drag this formula, suppose if I get another name over here, like Ramu. See, Ramu at the rate. But here it has taken, what is the formula you can say? It has taken the first name at the rate and tcs.com. I have hard coded the value. When you add code any value or if you maintain any value manually, you should maintain the double quotations. And in thus, the organization will be creating the mail ID based upon their first name. Or if you want to name the first name and if you want to join Janardhan dot Patipaka, and it is up to you. But I have given to the first name, I want to add at the rate TCS dot. So here also this type of the question might be asking in the interview, like how we can write the name over here, like if you want to add some organizational mail ID to. And one more thing, there is another function we call it as square root. So how to add the square root? Suppose I have having some value. I want to find the square root of it. So how you can find the square root of that any particular value? Suppose I will take one example. So like you want to find square root of like I will take 49 something. Or I will take the value of 256. And I will take the value of 169. And I will take the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what is the square root value of this 49 and 2? So you can directly square root of 49 will be 7. You can calculate. But if you want to find the square root of a value which is somewhat larger, so in that condition, you cannot able to remember all the square root, right? So in order to find the square root function, there is one function we call it as sqrt, square root function. Just click on s is equal to sqrt. You will get sqrt, this function over here. Let's click on the tab. Now you just mention that value. So instead of mentioning the value, just drag the cursor over here and close the bracket. Once you close the bracket, click on enter. So you will get the square root of 49 as 7. So what is the formula used? SQ square root. So now if I want to drag the formula over here, see the square root of 256, most of the people we have the some people having the knowledge on some square roots 16, 169, 13. But you have this value 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. It is hard to find the square root. So instead you can use is equal to square root and select that cell and you will get the square root of that particular value. So this is how you can find the square root. Now, the most important of another concept is you need to understand how to find what is the meaning of absolute value. Absolute value. Suppose I have one column called as value. This is value one column. And we have another column called as value two. I want a value one minus value two. So if you want to have some value and value, suppose I'm taking the value 1 minus value 2, suppose I'm taking 200, 300, 400. Value I'm taking as 100, 200, 300. So here for everything value 1 is more, right? So if you give the general to calculate normal value 1 minus value 1, so this minus this, you'll get the difference is 100. Okay. And for the difference is also 100, 300 minus 200. But if I take 300, here something 500, you'll get the result in negative minus 200. So this is the normal value that you have calculated by using the formula. But in some cases, they will try to find out absolute value. So when you give the absolute value, the absolute will not, it will take only positive sign. It will not, if the value is greater than here minus 200, it will eliminate the negative side. It will just find the difference between them. So if I want value 1 minus value, I don't want to have this minus symbol or plus symbol, minus symbol. And if I want to get the absolute value, so how we can get it? So if I calculate the difference, instead of getting minus 200, I should get the difference. That's it. So because only difference it will calculate. That means every time when you use an absolute value function, it will give a positive output. So it will ignore the negatives. If it is less than or minus 300, value 1 minus value 2, it is minus 200. I don't want this negative or symbols. I want exactly the difference. So in that condition, you need to use the formula called as absolute. So how you can use the formula here is equal to ABS. Just click on absolute, click on your tab, and I will take the absolute same value 1 minus value 1, value 2. So I'm taking and close the bracket. I'm saying same the value here previously we have taken, but additionally I have used one function called as absolute. So click on enter. You are also getting the same result 100. And try to drag this formula down. See, here you are getting here from difference between 500 to 300 as you have absolute you have taken. So this negative symbol will be get eliminated, and it will get only the difference between them, and it will give the positive answer. So this we call it as absolute function. So absolute only the difference it mention, and it will not give the signs exactly. So if you want to get the sign, just you do this is for normal function, and this is by using absolute. Okay. Now there is an you can ask me like how to calculate some power. Okay, there is a function called as power function. Right. So I will get the value like I will create some functions called as value. Square root q. Suppose I take 49, 256, 160, 2, 3. I will take 4. So in order to find in the square, if you want to find the square is equal to, you can select. There is a function in order to find the power. You have function called as power. Select the power. Okay. After that, you want to find the power of this value, right? So I want the power of 49, right? 49 square. I want to find what is the square of 49. Okay, just I need to select for this value, power 49. And after that, you need to give the comma. So number and mention the power. So after the number, it is asking to give the comma over here, right? Just comma. So 49 to the power of how much you want. So here I want the squares, right? Just square means 2. Just to select as 2 and close the bracket. See, 49 square root will be 2401. Now I will drag the same formula over here. So some people might not be understand 49, but if I see over 2 and 3, what is the square? Suppose you take a 4 also. 2 square it will be 4, 3 square will be 9, and 4 square will be 16. So whether you are able to get that answer or not, let's see. 4, 9, 6. That means here, if you want to find the square, not only here I'm mentioning the square root. So if you want to find instead of fourth and 39 to the power of 5, 25 to the power of 6. So just instead of 2, like suppose I'm selecting 2 over here. Instead of 2, I'm selecting the 4, 2 to the power of 4. So you can give the value and you can mention what is the power you want. I want to mention the 4 over here. Just mention OK. So 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. Here 3 to the power, same, t to the power of 3. So 3 3 is a 9, 9 3 is a 27. So just you can give the value and you can mention the power, and finally you will get the output over. See, 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So this is called as square root. In the square root, you will try to mention over any formula like 2. And if you try to drag over here, you will able to find the squares. Now I want to calculate the cube. So how I can calculate the cube power of a value to the power of cube? Same, you need to calculate is equal to, click on power, right? And it is asking to give the number, which number I want the cube, like 49. And after that it is asking to give comma, just comma. So I want to cube. Cube means 3, right? Just mention as 3, close the bracket, done. So 49 cube is this much. So you try to drag this formula down, you will get the cubes for all. See, 2 cube, 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 3 cube, 27, 4 cube, 64. So this is how you can calculate the power, and how you can calculate the absolute value, and how can we can calculate the square root, and if a name, first name or last name is given, and how to add some domain name to the particular name ID so that you can create some organizational email ID. Now, coming to some other basic concepts, we'll be discussing about how to calculate the percentage calculation. So what is meant by percentage calculation? So if I have any marks here, I want to calculate percentage calculation. So if you want to calculate the percentage calculation, so what is the formula generally we use? Obtained marks, okay, by total marks. So I will mention this in double quotation into 100. So this is the normal percentage formula that we will be writing for anything. So now in order to get the percentage calculation, so obtained marks, I will give as an obtained OM. So obtained marks I am getting here. I have obtained the marks out of 100. So out of 100, we got the marks, suppose I think as 90. TM means total marks. The total marks will be out of 100. Now I want to calculate the percentage. What is the percentage formula? To write any formula you can use is equal to obtained marks is equal to 90. Just keep the cursor over the 90 by total marks. What is the total marks? 100. Keep the cursor in the 100. And as a best practice, try to put in this brackets and into 100. So into the star mark, you can mention 100. So you click on OK. So he is getting out of 100, he is getting 90 marks. So his percentage is 90. So this is this is the general process how to calculate the percentage. But the question I will be asking in a different way. So I have some list of the candidates. Suppose an example, I will give some questions, some interview questions that will be asking, and if you attend the interview which relate to the Excel. So you will ask, like you will give some data and you will give the question like this. I want to find the marks of the students who are, so I want to segregate the students who are having percentage equal to 70% or above 70%. 70% are above 75%. We need to get we need to mention as grade A. You need to give that person as grade A. Or else you need to give them as grade B. So I have few percentage, like we know how to calculate the percentage. And we have the list of some candidates, like you are giving the grading system for them. The persons who are getting 70% or above, I want to give them as grade A, and others I need to give as grade B. So same, suppose list we have the name of the person and we'll have some subject called as physics or chemistry, or you can give as maths, and you will try to find the total. And if you try to find the percentage. Suppose I'm giving only two candidates like Anil and Raj. So what is the marks they are getting? Suppose I'm getting as 30 and giving the round data 40 and he is getting 50. So how to find the total that we have discussed? Click on Alt equal to. Just click on, you keep the cursor and click on Alt equal to, directly you will get the sum. So the total is 120. So I want to find the percentage. So out of the percentage is equal to obtained marks. This is the total they have got over here. And how to now I want to get the percentage. So those who are getting now how we can calculate the percentage. So these marks are related to 100, 200, 300. Out of 300, they got 120. Okay. So how you can, so I'm mentioning it as total marks is 300, right? This is the 300 marks they need to get. So how to calculate the percentage for the this particular person? So is equal to, you're getting the 120 marks, total marks. You are mentioning in this into 100. So you're getting the percentage as something 40%. Now I want to give the grade system to them. So if it is 70% or above 70%, you need to get the grade A. But this person is getting how much percentage? 40. So in this condition, what grade he will get? He will get the grade B. So how you can achieve this? To achieve this result, we have a concept called as if concept. So if is a conditional statement. Based upon using this if concept, you can able to find this result. If it is 70% or above, you will get the grade B, grade A, and otherwise you will get the grade B. Now, how to write this condition if statement? So in order to write the if statement in the formula, any formula will starts with what I have said is equal to. So is equal to. I'm using if function. Just select if and click on this tab. You got it. Now, when you use if, it will ask you the logical test. What is the logical test? See, my percentage. Logical test is this. If the percentage is 70 or above 70 or above 70. So you are applying the logical test on which column? Percentage column, right? This percentage cells, right? Select the percentage. And what is the logic that we have given? If the percentage is greater than or equal to 70, greater than or equal to 70 is my condition. That means it may be 70 or greater than 70. If this percentage is greater than or equal to 70, that means 70 or above. Then if you, after mentioning the conditional statement of logical statement, you need to give the comma. Just give the comma. Now it is asking, yes, if this condition satisfies, what value if true? So if this condition is fine, if this condition satisfies, what is the output I need to get? So what is the output? If the percentage is having 70% or above, I need to get output as grade A. So this grade A, you are writing it manually. As per Excel, if you write anything manually, that you need to mention the double quotations, grade A. So you need to close the bracket. And after that, if true, I need to get, if this condition satisfies, I need to get grade A and come. What happens if false? So if this condition will not satisfy, if these conditions are fails, what else I need to get? Grade B as output, right? So mention that as grade B. Again, grade B, you are writing the data in manually. So you need to mention it in double quotation. Grade double. Now I will try to close the bracket. So this is called as if concept. In the if concept, you use if. Second, you mention the conditional logic. And if that conditional logic satisfies what output you need to get, you need to mention in this true statement. If this condition fails, what is the output I need to get? You need to mention in the second one, resulting part. Now, if I click on OK, enter, I will get as grade B. Why I'm getting the grade B? Because the percentage is less than 70, like less than or equal to 70. 70 or percent above, I need to get grade A. But if it is not 70% above, I need to get as grade B. So it is not 70%, below the 70%. That's why I'm getting the grade B as here. Now let us give for this Raju. I'm thinking for him the marks is suppose 80. In the physics he's getting 85. And in the maths he's getting 90. Okay. And the total marks is 300. So in order to calculate the percentage, so total out of the marks is 200. If you want to calculate the total, how you can calculate the total is equal to just click on alt equal to. Automatically it will calculate alt equal to, it will calculate the total. And it will calculate for the percentage. What is the percentage calculation? So it's equal to opted marks is 255 by total marks is how much? 300. Okay. Into 100. So he got 85%. Now, if I use that formula over here, 70% and above, you need to get grade A. So if I write the formula and just drag over here, I will get the output. Same formula I will write over here. and I will try to drag the formula over. That's it. See, grade A. Here, if F55, here it is, you are taking this formula in the total, it is taking this cells, F50 is this one, F55, 85. If it is greater than 70, that means your percent is greater than 85. So if that condition satisfies, you should get output as grade A, otherwise grade B. So it is above 70, 85% marks is above 70, right? So that's why it's above 70 or above, you will get as a grade B. So like this, if you have a table, they will give in the like assignment, they will give the table and mention the total marks and after marks. So I want to segregate by using some condition, how many people are grade A, how many people are grade B, they will try to find out. So this is way how you can solve. Now, if you want to some, now I will change this uh, logic to again. Now, same, this question, I will change it to some other question and let us see how you can solve it. So I want to merge these cells. So in order to merge these cells, what you need to, so you click on merge cells. Now, I want to calculate the person who are having, who are getting the marks 70% and above. 75% and above, like grade A. Okay, this is, and 70 or below equal to, and who are above the 70, who are below the 70 are equal to 50. This is grade A. And second conditions, the students who are below 70, below 70 or above 50 or equal to 70 or between 50 to 70. So who are 50 to 70, I want to mention it as grade B, or remaining, I want to mention them as grade C. So I'm adding another condition. So if 70% above, they need to get grade A. But some people also may have 50 to 70. They person 50 to 70, in between 50 to 70. We'll mention grade B. And the persons who may be having from 0 to 50. So they have 30, 40. And they will, I need to give the grading as C. Okay. Now how you can achieve this formula? So I will copy the same data over here. So I will take another candidate like Ajay. So for this Ajay also, I will take the percentage like I will take he got 20, 30 marks, like 40. I will take Suri, got 50 marks, 60 marks, 50 marks. So if I want to find the total, how I can find the total is equal to, just click on Alt equal to, you will get the total. Or you can simply drag and you can drag over. This percentage also, how you can get the percentage is equal to total marks by the marks we are getting the out of this 300 into 100, 40%. Okay. Here we are not getting the values over here because it's a percentage. You need to hard code this. So the value by in the G52 we have this, right? So you need to hard code this value. Either you can put it in the dollar symbol. This I will explain in the further class. As if not required, like how we have the class for it. How you can hard code the value, that I will explain what is the use of hard coding that particular value. This percentage, if you want to decrease the percentage symbol, you can come over here. Yeah, this is the percentage. Now, what is my requirement? See, for everything that if you want this, we have kept some value over here. For this in the denominator, for all every values, if you want to take this denominator only, in that condition, what in the formula you need to mention the dollar symbol. If you mention the dollar symbol for every denominator, that means you are hard coding that value, it will take this value only. Okay. So that's why. Otherwise, if you not mention the dollar value, you will not get the results correct. Okay. That we'll be discussing absolute and relative concept. But as of now, you can see how to, those who are having 70% and above, you need to get 70%, 50 to 70 grade B and remaining as grades. Now we need to write the formula over here. So we need to apply the grade. So in order to write the if formula is equal to my function I'm writing as if, then click on the tab. What is my condition logic? So now I'm writing the two conditions. If my formula like if this percentage, is greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to 70. If the percentage are equal to greater than 70. So this is my logic. After the logic need to come. So if this condition is satisfied, what is the output I need to get? I need to output as grade A, right? So mention it as grade A. So after that, you need to give the count. But you have mentioned another condition, 50 to 70. So that means it's greater than, if that means greater than 50. That means already 70 you have getting. The person use greater than 50. So if same formula here, again, you need to write another if conditions. Okay. After with the comma, I'm writing another condition. If so greater than 70 over, if I am selecting the same, if the percentage, this column, if this is greater than or equal to 50. So greater than or equal to 50. This is my condition. So already 70 it is over, above 70. If greater than or equal to 50, this is my logical condition. After giving the logical condition, you need to give the comma. So what is to the next? If it is greater than 50, I need to get as grade B. So if this condition fails, what happens if this condition will fail? So you need to keep comma, and the false means if this condition and this both the condition will fails, I need to get as grade C. Okay. Say we have hard coded, if greater than or equal to 70, you will get the grade A. And if greater than or equal to 50, that means already 70 you are hard coded. That means it is 50 to 70. So you will get grade B. So if it is not related to 50 to 70 and above 70 to 70 and above, I need to get as a grade C. So once you are written this formula, just grade A is greater than or equal to, you have the tripartite to percentage. Okay. Yeah. In closing symbol, actually what happened? Here we have opened one, for if we have opened one bracket parenthesis, here one. For this also we have opened one more parenthesis. While closing, we have kept only one. So let us see, try to close this parenthesis and try to click on it. Yeah. So the error what we have taken, because for this, if I have opened one bracket, for this also I have opened the one bracket. While closing for this one opened bracket, I am closing here. And for this opened bracket, I need to close. That's why we got the grid. So Here grade C, the percentage is like, what is the percentage? It is not above the 40, above 70. It is not above the greater than or equal to 70. It is not fall here. It is also not greater than 50. That means 50 to 70 is also not falling. Its percentage marks is only 40. That means it is below 50 and it's below 70. That's why you're getting grades. 85. That means you will get the grade A. 30. Again, you will get the grade C. 50. Again, you will get the grade C. So if you want to see this formula and if you want to drag over there, I will try to see the grades of the marks. 85. That means if it is above 70, grade A. 30. Again, it is below 50. You will get the grade C. 53. You will get the grade B. So 53 means it is below greater than or equal to 50. That means it is falling from 50 to 70 because already greater than or equal to 70 grade A we have blocked it. So greater than or equal to 50, that means it is between the 50 to 70, right? That means 50 to 70, already 70 we have hard coded. So that person we are getting the grade. So this is how you can write the formula by using the if concept. But when you closely observe, there is also problem with here. For every condition you are writing if, here for writing this condition you have mentioned if. You are writing the for if condition you are mentioned this condition. And tomorrow you for grade D, you can say between 32% to getting 30 to 40 per 30 to 20 to 30%. I want it as grade D. Or if the person is less than 20%, I need to get it as failed. So in that condition, what happens for every formula you are writing if and if. So here one if, one if. So the formula becomes lengthy. So in that condition, in order to avoid writing the multiple if condition, we'll be discussing with the concept called as another if condition. We call it as nested if. Okay, we'll be discussing the uh, or we can use if condition with and. Okay, so now let us see if along with it and condition how we can use. So in order to use multiple if with and, this is also very important. If we can use if condition along with and, this is one requirement. If condition we can use with or. So what is the difference between these two? So if all conditions, the meaning of and means if all conditions are met. If all the given conditions must be true to print the output. That is and. If you use along with or, if any of the given condition must be true to print the out. So let us, I will use if along with another condition if with and. Now let us see how you can use this if conditions along with and. So first one if with and, let us see. So I will mention, I will give one, let us test one scenario. Go to this and I want to merge this column, merge cells. So my question is, here I want to find out the question who are having, the students who are having above 60% in total marks and above 50, 55 in maths. They should be or in batch A. You need to place them in batch A. Else, I want to keep them in batch B. So what the management has decided, so how they have tried to prepare the list of some candidate and they want to segregate that batch related to their percentage. So they have put the criteria. The students who are having the total mark percentage should be above 60 and in the maths they should get 55. If both conditions should match, then only the person will be moved to batch A. Otherwise, they will keep that person in the batch B. Okay. Suppose I'm giving the name of this person. So I'm giving this name and I will take this marks only. What are the take this name? Physics, chemistry, maths, and I will take the total. Right. Indian. So my requirement is I have the list of the students name, physics, chemistry marks. This is the total marks. This is the percentage. So the person who are having the total percentage to should be above 60 and the marks in the maths should above 55. If these two conditions satisfy, I will keep that person in the batch A. Otherwise, I will keep that person in the batch B. Okay. If the percentage is 60% total marks and maths is 55%, I need to keep in the batch A. Otherwise, I need to keep in the batch B. So we have mentioned the two conditions. Then in this condition, you can write the formula called as if along with and. Now, how you can use this formula? I will use if condition. Okay. Click on the tab, logical test. So here they are asking two conditions, right? Along with if in this condition, you need to use and also. If and. Now you mentioned the logical test. What is my logical test? The total mark should be the person who was having the percentage that the percentage is above 60. So where is the percentage here? This is the 40%. This is the percentage, right? This is the percentage should be above 60. That means greater than 60. Not you are mentioning above 60, not greater than or equal to. Above 60 you are mentioning that. So you mention it as only greater than symbol above 60. That is one condition. So after this condition, you need to keep the comma logical test. And another condition, what is maths? So this is a maths condition, right? So you click on the maths marks here, right? D77 and D77, it should be greater than how much? 55. So click on greater than and mention the value as 55. These two conditions have matched. Now you have opened this bracket, try to close it. This two, now you have given the and condition logic. Okay. After the giving the logical test, it is asking to give comma. Just give the comma. Now, if this condition is passing, the percent is greater than 60 and marks mass is greater than 50, what is my output? I need to place this person in batch A. So batch A, it is you are hard coding the value, right? You need to mention it in double quotation. Batch A. If the result is false, I need to mention if this condition not satisfied, I move in the batch B. Just mention the comma. Otherwise, if it is false, I need to move in the batch B. So it is also we are entering the data manually. You need to move it in batch. Now close the bracket. Now your formula is written. Now I will try to close the bracket. Right. Now see, if the total here the percentage of the total percentage what is 60%, but its percentage is 40. So this condition is failed. That's why he moved to batch. In the mass also is getting 50. You're not getting 55. That's why this guy has moved to batch B. Now let us drag this. And only this percent has satisfied both the conditions. See. So I'm mentioning it is in the green color. That means he has passed. So is total percentage above 60%. So how much is percentage? 85%. Math marks should be greater than 55. He got 90%. That's why he moved into the batch A. But when you look at the batch B percent over here, total percentage, this guy has above 60%. This all other persons we did. Now let us take another percent over here. I will take another person marks like Ajay. Suppose just think as this percentage marks, you will get a 50 or something. I am giving 50, 60. I'm getting the maths. He got very good marks. So we got 99%. So assume you got 99. Just I am randomly 99%. If you get the 99% is percentage coming to 69. So let us remove this 70%. So his percentage 70%, maths marks is 99. That means the maths is getting above 55. Percentages should get above 60 is getting 70. So this person is also moving to the batch. So this type of multiple logic, if condition, if you want to use that if condition should satisfy the two conditions only, then you will be getting the results. Now you can, in this condition, if you can apply multiple. So in in the chemistry, if they put the condition, if the chemistry also you need to get greater than 50, just put comma, you mention the condition. How many conditions you can mention here and what is the output also you can mention. It is up to you. So this is if along with and. So two conditions, that means percentage marks both if satisfied, then only you can use this and function will work. Now I will use same formula. I am using chemistry also. I will put some condition. So what is the condition I will put? I will merge the cells over here. Try to merge this cell. Now here who are having above 14 physics mention above 40, they should get above 14 physics. Just I mentioned the second condition. And above 55 in chemistry. Comma. These two conditions, if the person miss, I'm making only 2 marks like physics and chemistry. If these two conditions will met, I will put this condition in section A. Else, I want to put this person in section B. Two conditions I'm mentioning only on marks. So I will copy this data over here. Yeah, same data I'm putting over here. Now I'm writing the formula. So the percent in the physics, they should be getting above 40 in physics. And in chemistry, they should got above 55. Then I will to move on the section B, otherwise section B. So how I can write the formula over here? To write the formula is equal to if condition you will put and the logical test. The logical test, if along with the and, it should satisfy both the conditions, right? So I need to use if along with and. Now you can mention like above 50, above 40 in physics, right? So where is the marks over here? This physics mark. So above 40 means it is greater than 40. This is one logical test. And after the logical test, put the comma. What is the logical test? Chemistry, 55. So where is the chemistry column over here? Chemistry. In this above 55 is saying, right? Greater than 55. You have mentioned the logical, both the logical test. After mentioning the logical test, close this. Logical test is over. Give the comma. If this condition met, we have to put in section A, right? So mention it as section A. As it is a manual, you are entering the data, you have to mention as section A. And what if condition fails? Comma. I need to put this person in section B, else section B, right? Again, it is a hard coding. You are writing any value manually. You need to mention it in section and close the bracket. Fine. Now use this. This is a person belong to section B. So here he is not getting less than 40, here less than 55. And let us see for other persons. See, this person you will get is able to pass the result. That means it's both the condition will satisfy, and these two persons also. See, when you look at this person, it is having physics 80, very good marks, above 85, above 40, above 55. This also above 40, that means 50, above 60 means above 55. 50 means above 40, and 60 also above 55, and the person is getting as section. So this is called as if along with and we have used. That means a multiple condition you can be using. Based upon this, you will get the output. Now I'm using, now you will understand if I will use if along with R. Now using if condition using R. So for the freshers or something, they will try to give some table and they will give the data. So if you have appear any test related to the Excel, so they will mention condition, they will the data and they will give the blank and they will ask you to whether section A or section B, try to fill it. So you can solve any in the rough book and mention based upon that you need to mention the output, and based upon that they will evaluate your paper. Okay, it will be the online test. Okay, for the assessment test for few conditions for the freshers or something experience, they'll try to give the data, small data, only 4 to 5 cells, and they will give some multiple questions, and how they will ask in the interview. Let us discuss further. Now, if along with R, if condition using R. Now I will give you another condition. I will try to merge these cells. Okay. Now the total marks is 60%. I am mentioning total marks. I'm mentioning this total marks as suppose 60%, above 60%, above 60%. And maths above 55%. Now, if this, I want to move them into batch A or else batch B. Okay. Now I will take the same data, same percentage, same data I will take instead of entering the data again. But let us see. Now I will use instead of same formula, everything I will use, but instead of using and, I will use R. Okay, let us write the same formula. So, but total marks is 60% and maths is total marks is 60% we have taken, right? I think here we have taken 60% and the maths. So this is the one we have taken over by using if and only, right? Yeah. This we have solved by using if and. So same data, suppose I'm taking and I'm using the by if and or concept. So how you can write the formula? Same formula you can write is equal to if condition. Okay. But instead of if I'm using what R, just click on R, click on the tab. Now mention the logic here. You need to mention if the total marks, where is the total marks here? This is the total marks. So if the total marks are above, if the total marks are nothing but the percentage, right? If the percentage marks is nothing but you are saying total percentage of marks. Instead of total marks, you are saying total percentage. See, this is the percentage of marks. If the total percentage of the marks, how much it is greater than 60%, you are saying, right? See, total marks means total percentage. You can mention, I will change it later. It is greater than, suppose 60%. Okay, greater than 60. And this is the logical test. And another condition, what is the logical test along with the R? I'm using the maths. So where is the maths is 50%. So marks, you should get greater than how much? 55. I mentioned that condition also get 55. So both logics I have closed it. After that, you need to give the comma. What if this condition satisfy, what output I need to get? I need to get as batch A. So I think batch A, you are entering the data manually. So you need to mention it in the double quotation, batch, comma. So if that conditions will not satisfy, I need to get as batch B, batch B. Now click on OK. Batch B. Now you can see here, in this condition, only these two satisfy conditions. You will get the batch B. Now, if both the condition, that means you should 60% and 50%. Now let us see the batch A. This is the batch A. You mention it in the green color. I will select this batch A. This has passed. Now I will enter a new record like Janardhan. So I am getting in the, here I am getting 60% something. Maths, I am getting, suppose chemistry 40. Maths I am getting, suppose 35 only. Total the batch. Okay. So when you look at here, this data in the batch A is getting the maths mark 60%, maths is 95%. So I will get another data like Ramesh. Is getting 30, is getting 20 marks only, but maths is getting 60 marks, but is getting the batch. His percentage is also very less. Now you need to, with this example, you can able to understand the importance of batch. So this person's also entered into batch. See, the if condition when you use R means, out of the two you have mentioned the two conditions. Total marks is 60%, mass is 55%. So when you use if function along with R, if any one of the conditions satisfies, if any one of the conditions satisfies, it will give the output as batch. That means either percentage, the total marks percentage means total percentage is 60%, or if you get the marks in the mass 55%, if any one of the conditions satisfies, you will move to the batch A because we have used R condition. But when you use if along with and condition, if along with and condition, here it should satisfy two conditions. Percentage should be 60, the total marks percentage 60, and mass would be 55. If these two conditions will satisfy, then only you will get the batch A, otherwise batch B, because we have used and concept. Whatever the conditions if I mentioned, all the conditions should true, then only you will get if percentage is greater than 50, total is percentage 60, and the mass is 51, then only you will get to batch me, otherwise batch me. But this is not the conditions with the R condition. If along with R means if the percentage is greater than 60, or if the mass is getting 55, if any one of the conditions satisfy, that guy will move to the batch A. See, when you look at this, this will appear somewhat peculiar. His total percent is 37 only. But here total marks should be 60, but this condition has failed. But when you look at his marks is 60. That means he's getting above 55, not 55%. Marks will be above, we can say it as above 55. Here total marks percentage, here total marks percent. Right. Here, this person is getting above 55. Mass in mass he passed, but his total percent is 37 only. That is not 60, but he has passed. If any one condition will satisfy in writing the OR condition, it will give the output. So this is what I have mentioned here. All the given kind must be true in order to print the output if you use if along with and. Here, if any one of the condition out of you mention any conditions like two conditions or three condition, if any one of the condition will met must be true to print the output. So that is a difference between if concept and if and or concept. Okay. Now along with this if and or concept, I will add another condition. So here now the percentage marks physics you need to get above 40, comma, chemistry, you need to get above 55. Now I need to, if these two conditions are met, I want to put this him in section A. If the conditions are met, I want to put in section A, and otherwise I will put them in section B. Now same if both the conditions, like means if physics mass should be greater than 40 and chemistry 51, there are some conditions. So if these conditions are met, I want to put that person in section A. Otherwise, I want to put that condition in section B. Right. So same, I will take the same marks over here. The percentage also I will take here. Okay. Now I will use this formula here. If along with and if plus or, I will use this condition. So now you are using these conditions like in order to use the if conditions, like what you will use is equal to if, mention the tag. I'm using and condition, click on and. Now the logical test. So what is the logical test? Physics should be above 40, right? You need to click on physics marks above 40. After that, we need to give the comma, right? Now chemistry. What is the chemistry should get above 55? Come to the chemistry column. Greater than 55. Okay, that's. Now you have mentioned the logical test. Mention the comma. Right. If this condition is met, what I need to get? I need to move it in the section A. So double quotation. Section A. Otherwise, I need to move to section B, double quotation, section B. I use the if along with and. Now I click on enter. Now instead of total marks, I mentioned only subject wise. Now same I will use if along with R. To use the formula you need to get is equal to if, okay, tab. And along with R condition, use R. Now again the mention, the physics should be greater than 40, right? Physics greater than 40. What is another formula? Come to chemistry cell. What is the condition? Greater than, physics should be greater than how much? 55%. Mention 55. You have mentioned the conditions. After that, close the bracket. After closing the bracket, you need to give the logical test, comma. Now, what is the output I need to get? Section A. SE. Section A. Comma. Otherwise, I need to get a double quotation. Section B. Mention the double quotation, close the bracket. If along with. Okay. Here I have used the formula point logical test. After that, I have used the dot. I need to mention the comma. Right. See, write the formula after this section A here. Instead of a comma, I have mentioned the full stop. So it has thrown the error. So based upon the warning that you can able to see. Now you can see this is the result. See here section B, section A, section B, section A, section A. But here the results are different. See for the section B and section B here, you will find if you use the if concept, when you look at this, you got the results different. So here if person's section B, that means if you use along concept, both conditions should met. If it along with and the physics you should get above 40, chemistry above 55. But when you lick this person, he got physics above 40. Okay, this person like above 40, right? But chemistry should get above 55. What is this chemistry marks? 40. So one condition passed, one condition failed. When you use and if both the condition failed only, it will give the section A. That's why it has failed here. Okay. But here, if along with R, you will get the section A. Any one of the condition is passed, it will give the desired output. So section A, that for Janardhan, he got like physics, he got 40, right? But his chemistry he got less than 55 means he's got 40 only. But any one of the condition in mass, he passed the condition, so he's moving to the section A. So this is called as if along with and. And means all the conditions satisfies only, you will get the desired output. Or means out of the mentioned condition, if any one condition is will able to satisfy, you will get the resulting in the or concept. So this because this is conditions we will be real in the real time we'll be using these conditions if along with and if along with or. So you should be very clear in the logic. If you not miss the logic between if and or, if you try to use multiple conditions, then you will your assumption will go wrong. Now there is an option called as exponent. So exponent means instead of the power, we have used an action called as exponent. Exponent. So in the exponent symbol, in the exponent, we are calling for yes here you to find the exponent. You will use one symbol that we call it as caret symbol. We call it as caret. This is the caret symbol. This is used for exponent. So how we'll use this caret symbol? Suppose I have a base number. I will take some dummy data. Base number. I want to calculate some exponent. So exponent, and I will to find the result. So I will give the number 3, 3, 5, 6, 7. So the exponent I will give 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So base number. So in order to calculate this exponent number, if I want is equal to, you can take the base number 3 and you have the exponent symbol. So in the keyboard, in the number 6, in your keyboard number 6, you click on shift plus number 6, you will get the exponent symbol. Okay. Now 3 exponent 2. Just I want the 3 is a base number. I want the power of 2. Exponent is 2. So if you click on enter, what I will get? 3 to the power of 2 I will get. So base number will be 3, 3 to the power of 2. So if you want any number and you want exponent of that particular number. So I want 3 to the power of 100 I want. So with this exponent, I can able to find it. So I have used the formula over here. Similar formula that I can drag this formula down. And I will, you have the larger number here. So I will try to do this. So 3 to the 100 becomes a very huge number. So 3 to the power of 20 like that. I will see 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 3 exponent 3 means 3 to the power of 3, 27. 5 exponent means 5 to the power of 3. 6 exponent 4 means 6 to the power of 4. 7 exponent 5 means 7 to the power of 5. 3 exponent 3 means 3 to the power of 20. 3 into 3 into 3 is 20 times. So this symbol we call it as exponent, or the exponent symbol we call it as caret symbol. So this is where you need to calculate the exponent symbol. Now, these are some basics we have discussed. So there is some other basic formulas. By using this, if you are able to understand. Now we'll go to some mid-level. What is meant by sum if? What is average if? What is count if? What is sum product? And after completing this, we'll go to the advanced concept. What is VLOOKUP? What is XLOOKUP? What is HLOOKUP? So now let us discuss some concepts related to sum if. And after that, we'll be discussed with the concept like average if. After that, we'll discuss the sum like count if. And after that, we'll discuss with the sum product. And after that, we'll discuss some other functions like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP. We'll try to take some data. For everything, we'll try to take some dummy data and we'll try to practice it. So my requirement is I am giving C very simple. If I want to merge these cells, you can click on this merge cells. I want to calculate the average who got marks equal or above 70. So my requirement is I want to calculate the average of the persons who got the marks equal or above 70. Above 70 only, I want to calculate those marks of that person. So I don't want to calculate the persons of other persons' mark. That I want to calculate for the persons who are getting the marks above 70, like who are getting the marks equal or above 70. So let us give some data over here. Then select the name I am taking. So same, we are selecting the physics. Okay, I'm selecting the chemistry. I'm selecting the maths. Okay. Now average plus if we calculate. So and when you calculate normal average. So what is the difference you need to? So we'll look at the internal calculation, how the internal calculation will be there, or execution, internal calculation, how it will calculate. So this is the internal calculation for something. Look at average. So this will be the internal calculation, something for average. I will take only two simple data. Suppose Anil, I'm getting the marks. He is getting 71%. Okay. He is 75. He is also getting above and is in 95 marks. Now I will take another person. This I will take Rabi. Here he will get only 60%. He is getting 60%. And here he is getting 80%. Like Ramu, he is getting 90%. Suppose he's getting 50%. Is getting 100%. So now I will try to calculate average. Average. So what is my requirement? I want to calculate the average of the person who got marks equal to 70 and above 70. 70 and above 70 only I want to get. I want to calculate the persons of this mark. So in that condition, we will use average if instead of average if. If I calculate averages, how my formula will be. So I want to calculate average. No, I'm not taking average. Instead of average, I'm taking average if. Okay. Now, if you take the average, you need to mention the range criteria. What is the range criteria that you need to mention? So the criteria I want to take from here to here. So from 71, this is the range criteria, right? 71 to 75. So these are the three cells I want to select. From that means here to here, just select. You need to mention the range criteria. Okay, that means range. First, you need to mention the range. I want to calculate. After range, it is average if it is asking the range. Range means for these three, I want to calculate the range. So you have mentioned the range. After the range is asking to give comma, right? And it is asking criteria. What is the criteria? If you use average, I don't want average, but I am mentioning the criteria. What is my criteria? The average person should be greater than 70. I am mentioning the criteria. So you are mentioning that in you are mentioning that commands in manually. That's why you need to mention that also in the double quotation. So greater than 70, greater than 70. You close it in the double quotation. Okay. You have mentioned it. Now you can close the bracket. Click on. So how much is getting 80.33 is getting. Okay. Now I will try to decrease the symbol. Now I will try to 80. He is also getting 80.95. Now I will try to calculate average. Is equal to average means directly you can click on average. Okay, tab and number 1, 2, 3. So you can directly select this and you can drag this. Okay, you can close. Click on. But you will find the difference. Average, if you calculate 80%, is both for same. But in this average 80, you are getting average, calculating average if you are getting 80, but here you are getting 70%, 67. If you calculate the normal average for this, you are getting 95%. But if you calculate the average, you are getting 90, 80 only. So what is the difference? In the average, it will calculate while taking the average above 70, the person who are getting the above 70 only, it will calculate. That means here internal, so calculation of a normal average means it is very simple. What is simple here? It will calculate for all the values, it will take the average. So how it will take, it will calculate this physics plus it can calculate, sorry. Average calculation means it will calculate for this 71, it will calculate plus 75 plus 95 by 3. It will calculate like this for the normal average. For this also, it will calculate how it is calculated for normal 60. Again, it will calculate 60. It will calculate 80 and it will divide by 3. This is the normal average. For this also, it will calculate for 90 plus 50 plus 100 by 3. It will calculate the average because this is internal calculation. But in this internal calculator for average, you have said like you have mentioned the calculate above 70. What are the marks above 70 only that it will calculate. So for this, it will calculate same average if also it will be same because all the marks are above 70, right? So it will calculate 71 plus it will calculate 75. It will calculate for 80 and it will divide by 3. So internal calculation divided by 3. Because internal calculation is same because all condition above 70 means all physics chemistry you are getting 70. But here the internal execution, why you are getting 65 means the internal execution will be different. So it will not consider this value. Suppose here this 60, it is not considered. This it will not consider. It will not this consider over here. Okay. While calculating the average, if the percent is given by this 80, so you can give 80 by 1, you will get that's it. So average, if you will calculate only 1% you will getting over here 80. It will calculate for 80 by only one candidate is having the total number 180 by 1 it calculate. That's why you are getting the answer as range. Okay. But when you look at this, again, this calculation will be different. So here 90, it is satisfying above 70. 100, it is satisfying above, but it will not calculate this 50. So how the internal execution for this is 90. So this condition satisfies 90 plus here 100. This is not satisfying above 70 average. It will not take. But 100, it is satisfying. It will take 100. By it will take only as these two values only satisfying the result. It will take the two. That's why 100 plus 190 by 2, you will get the value as this by 90 plus 100, 190 by 2, you will get the result over here. And you will get the average if as 95. Okay, when you calculate this, you will get the 95. See, this is the result. So, but for the normal average, it will calculate all and it will divide 3. But for everything, you got 80, it got 67, you got 80 because you calculate internal normal average. But if you calculate for the average, if it will take calculate over the person who is greater than or equal to 70. That means here all three are 70, it considers. So average if it has considered all by 3. But here also when you say greater than 70 means this it will not take, this it will not take, this only it will take. So 80 by 1 it calculates. That's why you got 80. So internal execution is 80 by 1. Now in the Ramu also you got 90s. Okay, above 70. 50 it is not above 70. 100 is above 70. That means it will calculate 90 plus 100. Only 2 are satisfied means 100 plus 90 by 2. That's why you got 95 over here. See, internal execution 90 plus 100 by 2. So this is the difference between average and average if. So they are asking this interview questions in the interview. They will try to give some marks and they will give the empty column. What is the value you will get to calculate average and what the value that you will get average. So you will get the formula, but internally how it is calculating, you need to understand this is the backend process. It is going at the backend. Okay. This is the exact difference between average and averaging. Now, same, if you mention, I want to calculate the information of the person who got average equal to average marks equal to 70 or 80. So this we have done it. Now I want to calculate same. I want to give another example over here. I will select the merge cells. Okay. Now I want to calculate the average person who got marks above 60 and below 90. So just you want to calculate the percentage of the marks calculate the average of the persons who got the marks above 60 and below 70. So you want to calculate that person's marks. So suppose I have the person called as Anil, Ravi, Ajay. So the Anil, the marks we talk it as physics, same physics, chemistry, or you can consider as maths. So I will give the marks as 71 for physics, suppose 75 or mention 95. You can mention here it is 65. I'm mentioning it as 55 marks. I can mention it as 80. Sir, with this persons and Ramesh, I'm getting the value as 80%, 55%, and I'm getting 100 out of 100 like 100. So I want to calculate the average if. In order to calculate the average if, so I want to get the value of the persons who are getting like above 60 and below 90 marks. So in physics and I want to take the marks in physics who got the marks above 60, above 60 in physics, below 90 in maths. Yeah. So instead of taking the specific marks, I will also take the range of the marks in between those between the marks above 60 and below 90. So I will take is equal to average if. So here I am mentioning about the two concepts here. What is the two concept that I am making over here? In the two concept here, I want to take the average ifs. In taking the average if, I want to calculate the marks, total marks, whose average is the who got the marks, the average who got the marks above 60 and who got the marks below 90. That means 60 to 90, I am able to calculate here. So instead of giving the marks over here, I will take calculate whether the person who got the average marks above 60 and below 90. So I'm not mentioning this subject, so it will become easy for you. Right. So instead of this, I will use the average if formula is equal to average ifs. When you make the average if formula, you need to click on tab. It will ask for average range. So what is the average range I want to take it? So average range, I want to make this. First, it is making the average range. So what is the average range from 71 to 95, right? This is the range. So you need to calculate that range. Okay. After taking the range, you need to mention the comma. Okay. Now it is asking for the criteria range. Now same criteria range, you can same select the both the criteria here. The criteria range also you can select here. After average range criteria, you need to give the comma. Okay. And it is asking to select the criteria range. Criteria range also you select. Okay. Now, in the criteria range, you need to mention what is the criteria range. First criteria, the average of the person who got marks above 60. So you mention that greater than 60. Okay, you can mention the greater than 60. And one more thing, this greater than 60, you are mentioning it in the double quotation marks, right? Mention after this criteria range also you need to mention the comma because you have given the range that average range, comma, criteria range, comma. In the criteria, you have mentioned the condition. What is my condition? Greater than 60, right? You need to mention that in the double quotation, right? After that, give the comma. What is the criteria range to? Average of the person greater than 60, you have mentioned that. And I have put another criteria. Select that criteria. Okay. After giving the criteria to comma, you need to mention the comma. Now, what is another criteria? Below 95%, 90%. So as below 90%, you are hard putting some value, right? Mention the double quotation and below 90 in the double quotation. Now try to close the bracket. So here the requirement is here I'm using the when you use average if you can use multi criterias. Okay, my requirement is I want to calculate average of the person average of the persons who got the marks above 60 and also below 90. So this is my requirement. So I have calculated average. First, you have to select the criteria range, some range of the marks 75% average range I have selected, comma criteria. That means for this average range, greater than average should be greater than 60 that I have mentioned, and average should be 90. So I have selected that criteria and have mentioned the 90%. Now you click on OK. So you will get the 73% over here, average. So again, if you want to mention this, 72.58. So what will be the internal execution for this? Now you have calculated the how the internal execution will be there. Now, in between 60 to 90, that what are the persons it will be better than 60 to 90 is equal to the internal execution it will calculate here is. So it will calculate the average of persons 71. So E is falling between 60 to 90, right? Marks a person who got 60, above 60 and below 90. That means 60 to 90. These are the two persons like 71, 72. This person is equal to, you can mention 71. It will calculate. Don't mention is equal to. This how the how this we got the formula I am explaining. So you are getting it 71. It will calculate plus this person is getting 75, right? Plus 75. You mentioned this is in double quotation. Internal execution by 2. Like this had calculated because these are the two persons who got marks above 60 and below 90. This will not consider. Okay. So that's why you got the average of formula 73. Now how it will calculate for this? So in between 60 to 90 means it will calculate for this. 60 to 90 it will calculate for this, but it will be not there. This will be not considered. So the internal execution it will calculate for this formula will be 65 plus 80 by 2. When you calculate this 65 plus for this, right? Okay. 65 plus 80 by 2, you will get 72.5. And for this formula, how you will execute it between 60 to 90 means 80, it will fall 60 to 90. It will consider this 55 below 60, it will not consider 100. It is above 90, it will not consider. So the internal execution will be 80 by 1. So the result is 80. 71 plus 75 by 2, we got average if that means in the criteria it should be greater, average should be greater than 60 and below the 90. So only these two are there, 71 plus 75 by 2. Here 65 and 8 is there. 55 is not there because average is below, it should be below 60, it will not consider. Here this will not this will consider, it will not consider average below 50, 60. This will not consider average is above 90 and it will calculate 80 by 1 and you will get the desired output as 80. So this is how you can see, you need to understand if you are getting the value perfect, that means average, but you need to see at the back end how the process is going on. So then you will be able to understand what is the exact difference between there because they are asking in the interview, what is the difference between average? What is the difference between the average if? What is the difference between average ifs? In the average ifs, you can use multiple condition. They are not stopping on if. They're asking what is, can you give a write a formula where you can use if and can you write the formula where you can if along with or? So what is the difference you have notified between if and if or? Average, average if, average ifs. So that is a concept that we have. Now still we can write another conditions here. Let me give another example for other practice so that it will be better understanding for you. So now my requirement is if the average value, so average value is equal to 70 or above is average value is 70 or above. I want to put this candidate as extraordinary. If the person is getting, okay, extraordinary. And second one. And if the person is getting, if the value is between 50, if the average value is between 50 and below 70, above 50 and below 70. So that means if the value is between for above 50 means 51 to 69. Okay, both are same, right? If above 50 and below 70, if it is 51 to 69, I need to put this person as super and remaining. So if the person is below 50 or everything or any condition, if both these conditions are, if it is not 70 or above, it is not between 50 and 60, that means it is 0 to 50. Think as remaining means 0 to 50. I want to call this person need practice. So he want to practice the exit, like if he's scoring something. So this is the condition that I'm giving for our understanding. Right. Now we will write the formula for it. How you can write the formula is in this condition you can use if conditions. If multiple conditions are made there, you need to use the if conditions for those. So I'm using the same data. Okay, Anil Ravi, I'm using 30, 60, 90 or something. Physics. So physics, chemistry, maths. Okay. Okay. I'm coding this physics marks as some suppose 30. I'm coding it as 40. I'm coding it as 50. So Ajay also suppose I'm not coding it as 60. Here also I'm making 60. I'm making it as 80. For this person's also I'm making 90. You make the 50, 100. So if you want to find the total, you can find the total. It is not required. How you can find the total? Alt equal to just alt equal to press on enter. You will get the part. So leave it. The total is not required. But I'm using average if. I will try to use a formula called as average ifs, ifs conditions. So in this condition, we can use here. I want to find average value. Already this is the average value. You are getting out the average value here. But I'm mentioning on this condition, I'm not asking to find average again. So I have already how the formula of averages. So average value is 70. If the average value is 70, I have already averages. Okay. So calculate the total is not required, but I'm using if condition. If the average is above, average value is above 50, if the above 70, you need to call it as extraordinary. 51 to 69, I want to call it as super. Remaining needs practice. Okay. So that is so I don't want the total over here because calculating the average for the total is not required. I'm getting the already average value. So in this condition, if are using many times, instead of using multiple if times, I'm using the concept called as I used if, right? So if the instead of using the every time if I will try to use instead of multiple ifs, I will use another condition called as if c over here. Okay, I'm using if is equal to IFSC. This is ifs condition. I'm using if condition. I click on the tab. Now you mention the conditions. What is the conditions? If the average value is above 70, okay? If the average value is above 70, if F53 is there, suppose I'm taking this total also, the average total also I will try to calculate. So total average also for our conditions, 1050. Just because you are not mentioning about the total, right? Alt equal to right. Alt total marks I have given. For this also, I will try to calculate the average. So it will be more better. So in order to calculate the average, we will find average formula. Tab. I want to calculate this average. Right. Average is 40. So I will try to drag this formula down. Right. So you need to mention is hard coding the value. Right. Now average is 40, 67, 80. So if it is above 70, I need to get as extraordinary. That means here 80, right? I need to get it as extraordinary. So if I write the formula. So if it is between 50 to 70, that means 59 to 69. Here 67, right? Here I need to get super after writing the formula. 40, that means is not above 70 or is not above to 50. So here I need to get the result as need practice. So this is the output I need to get. So now let us write the formula whether we will get that output. So here using the multiple conditions, right? Three conditions we are using. Above 70, 70 to 50 or remaining, we are using three conditions. So instead of using if every time, I will use ifs. There's a condition called ifs. I'm selecting the tab ifs. Now it is mentioned in the logical test. So what is the logical test means? You are applying on average value, right? This is the average score 40. Now what it is 70 or above. That means greater than or equal to 70. Shift greater than or equal to 70. So if it is greater than or equal to 70, you have given the logical test, right? After giving the logical test, you need to give the comma. So what is the value I need to get? I need to get it as extraordinary, right? If it's greater than 70, I want to get it as extraordinary. You need to mention that. But it is manually you are entering some test. You need to any test you should to mention the double quotation. So extraordinary. Okay. You have mentioned that. And after that, you need to mention the comma. Now, second conditions. You mentioned the ifs means again, don't write if multiple times. Now you mention conditions that's it. So what is the conditions again here? You need to select this condition. If the F25 is less than 50, that means less than 50 means below 50. Below 50 means above 50 or below 70 means 51 to 70. So already above 70 you have mentioned, right? So you can mention less than 50. Okay, less than 50. So comma, after mention the logical test, you have to mention the comma, right? Comma. How much 50 less than 50 means how much you need to get, you need to code it as super, right? So super is also you need to mention it is the test string, you need to mention the double quotation super. After that, mention the comma. What is the third condition? If it remaining means less than 50, right? Less than 50 means 0 to 50. Okay. If it is less than 50, you need to get need practice. So you can select this formula again over here. Okay. Now you mention as less than or equal to 50. Less than or equal to 50. You have mentioned the condition. After the logical test, any logical test, you need to mention the comma, right? Logical test. After that comma, you need to mention. So what you need to get, you need to get as need practice. So again, it is a test function. You need to mention in the double quotation. Now close the bracket. See, if here when you use if concept, you mention the condition result, condition result, condition result. But in the previous if condition, if something average less than secondary, it is extraordinary. Again, you write if condition and result, if condition and result. If you use normal if, for every condition you need to write if again. But if you use ifs concept, first mention the if, give the condition. If greater than or equal to 70, extraordinary. Greater than or equal to 50, super. And less than or equal to 50, need practice. Already greater than or equal to 70 means extraordinary. That means it greater than 50 means 51 to 69, it will give the super. Less than or equal to 50 means 0 to 50, it will give as need practice. Now your formula is ready. Click on enter. See, need practice. See, need practice, super, extraordinary. Because its average is 40. What is 40 means what it is? Less than 40, right? Here the formula, it is falling on less than 40. That's why it got need to practice. 67, 67 super. That means 67 means is falling from greater than 50 and less than 70. That means 51 to 69 area is falling. That's why he coded as super. Extraordinary. Extraordinary means why it is falling extraordinary. Its average is 80. That means it is greater than 70. It fall on extraordinary. So this is how you can use the ifs condition. So this if condition will be useful when we are wanted to avoid the multiple if condition. There is one option called nested if. When you go for in the Power BI, there is an option called a switch function. These are used to avoid the multiple if condition. So this is the how the internal execution will be happen once you use the if concept. And one more thing, there is also one condition called as the sum concepts. you have the concepts called as sum if concepts will be there. So what is the use of sum if concept? So I want to calculate the sum of the marks which are more or equal to 40 marks. So I will give one condition. So there is a this if condition, if can be along with and, if can be used along with or, if can be along with sum also. Now let us use a condition called as how to use the sum if. And if condition is also used along with count also. We can also use if count. Okay. So now let us use the condition called as if condition with the sum, how it will be helpful for you. If condition along with the sum. Okay. Now use if condition with sum. So same, I will take two. I will take my strings like I will use name, physics, chemistry, maths. So same, I'm taking the values over here like this three guys persons marks I will take. So 30, 40, 50, 90, 50, 100. So I will take the same marks over here. Now, what is my requirement? If condition with sum, right? I will give the requirement. What is the requirement that I want to find here? My requirement is I want to calculate sum of marks which are more than or equal to 40 marks. So if the marks are greater than 40 only, I want to add those marks. If marks are less than 40, I don't want to add those marks. So that is the condition I have given. Okay. So if you calculate over here normal total. So how you can find the total? Here alt plus equal to you type plus enter, you will get alt plus equal to that. So this is a normal total. Now I want to total by using sum if. So I want to, but in the sum if condition, my requirement is this. By using this, only above 40 means that the marks only I need to add. Okay. Now how you can achieve this formula over here? Okay. And how we can achieve this formula for writing the multiple if condition. So here you can use a condition formula is called as sum if is equal to sum if. See, this is the sum if formula. Select this and click on the tab button. Now, if you want to calculate the from where to where, it will ask the range. What is the range from physics to maths? These are the marks I want to calculate. That range you need to mention. After the range, it is asking to give comma, give the comma. Now, after that, sum if will ask you the condition. What is the condition? That condition you need to mention. So I want to calculate sum of the marks greater than or equal to 40, right? You need to mention that condition. So you are giving that condition, typing manually. That's why you need to mention it in double quotation and mention that condition greater than or equal to 40 and close the quotation and close the bracket. Now, if you enter sum if 90, this we have the normal total, but this sum if is the total that we have done by sum if. So what is the internal calculation for this? 30 plus 40 plus 50, you get 120. 60 plus 60 plus 80, 200. 90 plus 50 plus 100, 240. But what is this calculation for this? Greater than 40. The marks is greater than 40 only. it will add that marks. If greater than or equal to 40, greater than or equal to 40. So 50 it is greater than 40. 40 it is equal to 40. 50 plus 40, 90 it will get. So it will add only 50 to plus 40. It will not consider 30 because greater than or equal to 40 only we have taken. 30 is not greater than or equal to. So this physics marks will not add it because you have put some condition in the sum along with if you have mentioned the condition. Now here you will get the 200 for everything. Why? All are greater than 40. 60, 60, 60. Everybody is greater than 40. But now I will keep this, I will change to 20. This I will change to 20. Now your value will change. See here. But for calculating the total 20 plus 80, it is 120. 80 plus 20, 100. But sum ifs greater than or equal to 40. So here this is greater than or equal to 40. It is not satisfied. It will not count. It will not count. Only 80 is the value that is greater than that is satisfying greater than or equal to 40. That value only it will get. Here also 240, then it will get total marks. That because it is greater than 40, 90 is greater than 40, 50, 100 is greater than 40, you are getting the 240 marks. But if I mention this as a 10 marks only, in the maths also 10, the final output I will get 50 only, you can see the 50 mark. Because it is adding sum if means you can mention some logic condition greater than or equal to 40, then it will go. So now if you mention add here, mention the logic greater than or equal to 10. Now if you see, it will get all the total sum. 10 plus 50 plus 10, 60, 60 plus 10, 70. Because the condition have changed here. I want to add the sum of the values from B3 to 70. That value should be greater than or equal to 10. This greater than 10, this greater than, this greater than 10. 10 plus 50 plus 10, you will get 70. So like this, if you add a if condition with sum. So what are the concepts that we have discussed? I will stop here so that I can rewind. What are the topics that we have covered over here? So we have to calculate how to calculate average, how to calculate that average if, and how to calculate average along with if, how to calculate if along with and. We have seen how to calculate for multiple if. Okay. We have seen how to calculate sum if. Okay, these are the topics. Use top and we want to see some mail ID. If you want to add some mail ID to it, add some logics to it and to create the mail ID. You have seen. We have seen how to calculate, use the calculate symbol, how to use exponential power. And we have also seen how to use if condition or this we have discussed. If along with R, square root we have discussed. How to calculate the percentage levels that we have discussed. And these are the topics that we have discussed in the today's class. Okay. In the next class, there is one class how to obtain the total marks percentage if along with R. This we have discussed it, but these are very important. How to use calculate the square root and caret symbol. And in the coming class, along with if and sum, there is another conditions also if along with count how we can use. And we can see how if sum plus product we can use in a single. And you can use if condition along with average also. And how can use ifs condition along with the average. Okay, those are the topics that we are using it. And after that, let us go to the some advanced functions. So after tomorrow class, in the first half, we will go to some advanced functions like VLOOKUP, vertical H lookup, H lookup, and X lookup. Then we'll try to solve some example. And after solving this, I will give the share the data. I have all the data what you are saying they get once you enroll the admission. I will share the total Excel sheet instead of ending the manually. The empty data will be there. No need to enter the data manually. So the data will be already present to you, and back end you need to write the formula and you need to practice it. And after that, I'll also give the practical assignment by using whatever we discussed. You can solve that practical assignment. And if you have any problem that you can approach me so that you can resolve that formula in live. Okay. And I will share if you are interested, and I'm sharing my number to it so that you can add in that advanced Excel group and try to enroll the admission by today, because from tomorrow only we'll discuss if those students are enrolled for the classes, then they are eligible to attend the class. And thank you everyone for your time. Okay, in spite of being Sunday, you took some time for joining the session. Okay. And thank you everyone. And let's meet for in the tomorrow class. Next class will be on the Saturday, and it will be the continuation of this topic. Right.